Hey, good morning. Finest Badger Super from Golden Nib in a custom handle. Maybe turn and shave. I don't know exactly. But he's been soaking for a little while. I want to stick him back in. Hold the hairs together and press him in like that. I got to soften those tips up. We're going to be using the Fatip Grande to hold the blade. The blade's the Nacet, as has been my custom of late. And current count is 66, 266. So today is 267. We'll be using, for my first time trying this scent, and I think it's a different base than most of the other Razorock soaps, because they created a base with the Dead Sea salt, and then they also added lanolin and something else to help with aloe extract to help with post shave. Big old glass jar, heavy jar here. So, first time trying that. It is semi-soft. You can easily make a dent in it with your thumb. Saffron and cannabis oil is actually in here too. I think there were some citrus notes as well. If you look in the description of the video, you can see the different scent notes that they put in here. Definitely smell the citrus. I think there were some spicy bits as well, like rosemary or something like that. All right, let me get my face. Oh, nope. Let us, while we have dry hands, put the blade in the razor. Nacet. Just drop the blade in, drop the head on, because Fatip can sometimes be blamed and derided for alignment issues. But I find that about half the time, if you just drop it on, then it works pretty well. And this would be okay, but I'm going to move it just a little bit. And there we go. Doesn't really take too long usually, if any. All right. Nice water. A little bit longer of a beard growth today. Not quite overshot the 24-hour mark by a few hours. And let's just make up a big old lather from this Razorock. Their soaps usually don't have a great lather. It's just not nearly as good as a lot of the soaps out there. Some of the scents are really neat though. And so I do have a few Razorock soaps because of that. But let's just give this guy a try too. Let's do a 30-second load. Shook out, most of the water. Not a lot of room to work in this puck for this, 26 millimeter brush. And that's 20 seconds. Medium pressure. And there's 30. So you can see the kind of excess we have, that airy, frothy stuff. Sometimes is stuff you may want to rinse down the drain. It doesn't represent all that much soap. It's not really wasteful, and sometimes that can cause your lather to need more work. Need more mixing because of the airiness of it. All right, so here is the 30-second loaded brush. Just see what we get. I do have the matching aftershave splash for this one. I got it in a mystery box that an online shaver put together. Now this is coming together very dry right now, and so usually in that situation it doesn't take me too long before I go ahead and add in a teaspoon of water to help that. This is my Roger Quintero 3D printed lather bowl. Brush rest and veins in there, ridges to help with lather generation. But the size and the shape and the inturned lip are really more important, in my opinion. Still pretty dry, so we have 2 teaspoons in the lather now. Three. Four. The scent, it's definitely a noticeable one. It's coming up to my nose, even while this far away. This is pleasant. Looks like I'm going to have plenty of lather. The slickness, though, is kind of watery, kind of weak. Maybe I should stop adding water. I think maybe I should. Let's just give this a good mix and go ahead and shave with it just in case. And maybe it just needs more water, but since this is Razorock, I bet it's time to shave with it. Sometimes it's weak and slippery because it hasn't activated yet. But I don't think that's the case. With this one. Yeah, I pick up on some of those little extra spices. The lemon, the citrus jumps up at you and is noticeable at first. Then as you go, you can definitely feel some of those herbs. Oh yeah, let's get a little water. see what we have here. The Dead Sea. This brush hasn't had a whole lot of uses yet. I expect it will relax a little bit more over time. But not a whole lot. It's a badger, you know, not a boar. It's not going to change as much as a boar will. But as it relaxes more, I'm looking forward to that. It does have a little bit more backbone than I might like. I do enjoy the tips. I think it's a nice knot. The backbone never changes. I'm probably fine with that. It displays easily enough. Viscosity, I think it's pretty good. I probably could add a little bit more water if I wanted to. And I actually think I will add just a little bit. Sometimes the first pass needs a little bit more hydration than the other passes. Get that stuff off the side of the brush by doing these painting motions. Pretty good looking lather. I believe I can tell the saffron oil, the saffron scent. Pretty sure it's coming through, and if you like that scent, then obviously this is going to be a good one for you. If you don't like it, it just depends, because it's not super strong, but it's there. I think it's interesting. All right, Fatip, let's see how well you do. What is this, 260? So this is number 267. Kind of trimming my sideburns there at the same time. And you know what's crazy? I'm getting very little in terms of tugging. Kind of expected a little bit more, because this blade definitely likes it when I keep with the one shave a day thing instead of like skipping days. But it is just a few hours more than one day, so if you want to touch up an area and you have a goatee, many times I have some good touch-up lather available in my goatee. And now a little half rinse. Definitely not a quick rinse. Not really a luxury feel. Not a lot of slickness happening in the feel with this soap. A lot of other soaps give you a better feel in that regard. It's definitely a serviceable soap. Lay down a little layer and get back at it. I'm going to do another with the grain pass here. Kind of with the grain. Yeah, just no irritation, almost no tugging. That's kind of surprising at this stage. Just keeping a light hold on the razor, as always. This lather's so runny that it's actually making the handle kind of slippery, but fortunately Fatip made this little end piece that's got a lot more grip. Now we can use that touch-up lather again from my beard to hit this area, my trouble spot, again. Maybe if I just kind of hit that a few times, by the time I get to the end of the shave, it'll be in good shape. All right, third pass. A quick rinse. That rinse was a little nicer, but really not much. Well, I believe that I nailed the lather. I like it. It feels good on the face. It's not as rich, feeling in between passes. It just rinses just too easily, and like it's not. I'm kind of surprised to see that it's got lanolin in it. I often find that the lanolin soaps just kind of feel better than this one does. Between passes, you just get kind of a luxury feel with those. We'll do cross grain now. So that was 3 passes, and I have a few more passes of soap in the bowl, so we definitely mixed up enough. And let's do that touch up again. Coming from this direction seems to be the most effective way of alternating directions right there. Seems to be best at getting that stubborn little area right there. All right, there we go. Face feels good, no irritation. As I'm moving the small bit of lather around on my face here, I can tell that lanolin is there. I can feel it. I guess it's just kind of maybe more reduced than with some other soaps. So it'll definitely get the job done. It'll definitely be slick enough to get you a good shave. Let's do the final rinse now. I see some length in several hairs after checking things out. This Grande may not be as efficient as a couple of the other razors, like this Fat Boy and the other adjustables, as well as maybe the Karve, so we might have to look at that. But here we go, the lather that's left over, and it was an easy rinse. Not a lot of luxury type feel to it, but it's a reasonable shave soap, and so if you can get it for a good deal and you like the scent, then it might be for you. But it's not going to give you a quite as much of a luxurious lather as some of the other options, like Fine or Tobacco or Sterling, Barrister and Man, Declaration Grooming, Zingari Man, Noble Otter, Summer Break, Storybook, Saponificio Veracino, a bunch of good soaps that are Just going to give you a little bit nicer, more luxurious lather than this one. But very serviceable nonetheless. All right, let's see what difference in scent the Splash brings to the table. Does it have any menthol in it? Yep, it does have a little bit, so I might be in for a little bit of a jolt. Definitely an alcohol product as well. Feel that in just a little bit. All right. Well, there we go. We'll report in just a second. Once I put away some gear, we'll see how this aftershave develops right now. A lot of times when an AS has a cooling agent like menthol, that is very upfront and gets in the way of me smelling it, but it's not really doing that. A little bit of the alcohol burn is there, but I am getting, some of that citrus and herbiness to it. And the saffron. Those are the main scent notes that I'm picking up from both the Splash and the soap. So that was 4 teaspoons of water. And then I added just a little bit more to the brush during that first pass. So I believe we're looking at 4 1/4. With a 30-second load, and that was a pretty good. I think that's a good load for this brush and this soap to get you plenty of lather for 3, 4, 5 passes. Pretty good. Definitely the scent is remaining the same. The lemon, the herb, the saffron. I'm not as good at picking up the cannabis oil type scent, but definitely an acquired, thing. It's interesting. One of those, I wonder if I would like this, maybe have a craving for it at some point, come back to it. It's got a little bit of interest to it. It's not, since it's not sweet or heavy, it's kind of light. Sometimes it's fun to come back to those light type scents when you just want something different. But I think I see myself liking a lot of other scents better. My take on it. So I've been enjoying this Finest Super from Golden Nib. Put it in this handle myself. I do have and this is actually the one featured in the recent how to set a shaving brush knot video I did. And it's still holding up great. And bought the knot. I actually had the handle come to me as a free item from a shave meetup, and it had a tuxedo knot in it. I yanked that out, steamed that knot out, and then I put this Golden Nib Finest in it, and have been enjoying it. Nice soft knot, plenty of medium to slightly higher than medium backbone for now. And hopefully that relaxes maybe back to medium with, you can see more of the little hairs here coming out to the, splaying out to the side, and as more and more do that, that frees up some room in the middle, and so that'll gradually bring it to where I'm probably going to enjoy it a little bit more. And I think we might be in good shape. So yeah, this scent, maybe one that kind of saffron, herby, lemon, might be one I enjoy more on my chicken than I do on my face. So there's that. That's my take. But otherwise, a good shave. A soap base, not that amazing, but workable. I wouldn't pay, premium prices or any prices that compare to some of the other soaps I mentioned, but if you got it at a good discount, then I think it might be worth that value. And it's good to try something new. Very interesting. My parents have been um, to the Dead Sea and floated around in it, and so it's neat to use that soap. Um, whether I don't know if I'm interested in using it just for the Dead Sea salt type ingredient. That it might be doing some good. It might not be for my beard and skin and stuff. Well, there we go. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves, and I hope there's been something in this video that's been good for you. I bet there's not too many videos out there for the Dead Sea soap. So hey, I think we represented it as probably as well as it could be in terms of the lather. It was it felt pretty slick on the skin, during that between pass type area. It it was sliding around, giving good slickness. It just rinses a little too easily for me, but that might be good for you, some of you guys out there. You don't want to spend a lot of time getting something buttery slick off of your face. Could work for you better. All right, there we go. You take care and have a good night.